Hi! So today's rant's going to be about not only am I going to talk about education, but I'm also going to talk about Planned Parenthood, which is where I'd like to start. Here is a picture of my friend Steph and her little angel Michael. Now, Steph at the time had a very low paying job, and come to find out, a deadbeat daddy for her son. Anyways. Here's the thing. She went to Planned Parenthood not to get an abortion because obviously little Michael's alive. Isn't he adorable? But also, she went there for prenatal care. That's what Planned Parenthood generally does. They got resources that help low income families. Plus, they also have free contraception, which I know. The religious types really don't like the contraception either. But here's the thing. If you don't have the contraception, you don't have the prenatal care, then more children will be born sick and having health issues and become more of a burden on society as a whole if they're not healthy. Planned Parenthood helps with this. Seriously. Yes, some of them do abortions too. But here's the thing. That's not their main thing. They help lower and middle and lower middle class with prenatal care. Seriously. You guys want to get rid of that? If you do, then that becomes a huge burden on the next generation because there'll be a lot of unplanned pregnancies. And when you have a lot of unplanned pregnancies, that creates a lot of headaches. Is this so freaking hard to understand? So I'm glad Planned Parenthood was here to help my friend to have her beautiful child. Now I want to go on to education. Now to get to education, because education in this country has been lacking for so goddamn long. Look at everything from the Republicans' first budget bill. I haven't looked at the most recent one, but they want to cut and defund re-education for adults. So instead of setting up a situation where you're re-educating the workforce, you're actually putting a burden on the system because the adults that aren't working now aren't going to be able to get good paying jobs. Why is $36,000 important? Because below that, you're nearly a nil sum gain for taxes for the United States. In other words, what you pay in taxes is like zero. I mean, it's not zero because obviously you pay, but a lot of people in that situation they get assistance in other ways. So basically, the government doesn't get anything from you. At least not a lot, enough for it to count. So that means we need to get jobs that pay more than $36,000 a year. Get our population up there. If the jobs aren't here right now, then we need to educate our workforce. The cuts in Wisconsin about that were making all the national news, which were important. But here's the thing. They're small. They're tiny. In comparison to the cuts that Wisconsin proposes, nothing in comparison to what Michigan proposed about being able to completely just send in an arbiter that can just break up school systems and just cut any and all contracts and just do whatever the hell it wants. Then you go down to Florida, where they want to cut $1.8 billion from education and give that as a tax break. Not to pay off their bills, mind you. No. But as a tax break. Back to the corporations. They're not even paying their damn bills off with the money that they're want to screw education over with. But at least if I remember right, they're planning on putting more money into truant officers and jails and policemen because they're going to need to, because the population's going to be dumbed down. We don't need a dumbed down education system. The governor in Texas, to help balance his budget, wants to cut $10 billion from education, which will all but cripple it. Plus, he wants to start trying to figure out how to send money to private institutions. here's the thing. What do you think them private institutions are going to be if public goes away? Because then the private institutions are going to have to actually start taking in the people with the lower scores. And that's going to take down everybody's scores. We need to make it so our workforce can actually learn how to do things that will make it more money. We need to get our basic. Everybody generally try to make around $36,000. If you want to give tax cuts, don't give it at the ass end, put it at the front end. So that way there, the tax cuts actually go to lower the cost of each employee. Because businesses, their main expenses are how much it costs to buy the supplies for a product and their employees. So if they can get away with paying less, that's more profit for them. They can either do that with lower taxes on their side, so take the tax cuts from the ass end and put it at the head end, or they can fire people, thus lowering how much a product costs, thus raising the profits. So we need to start being smart, which means stop screwing with education. Stop cutting it because it's going to completely devastate our next generation. Because look at China. They're like one of the smartest nations in the world. Are you telling me that the United States can't catch up with that? We need to fix, not fucking cut. Fix. Okay, until next time, true believers. Bye!
So in post-production, I noticed that I had forgotten to mention how to fix the education problems here in America. And the answer to that is pretty damn simple. Look at the countries that rate in the top 10, see what they're doing, see what sociological reasons that they're in the top 10, and then try to implement similar or same things here in the United States. Cutting the programs is only going to make things harder in the long run. If we have a dumbed down society, then the only jobs we'll be able to get are the low paying jobs that we're getting nowadays. Plus, we also have to figure out how to get males more involved in the education process. It's almost taken a 180 because women are nowadays more often in honor roll and going to college and higher education. And we also need to strengthen our community colleges, plus look at ways of teaching basic skills, be it anything. Get with the different industries in the States and find out what different skill sets would help them to hire better educated people. What are they looking for? That's the kind of things that we need. We don't need cuts. We need to fix. There's a difference. So until next time, true believers, stay safe, stay frosty. Peace. Sorry I look so bad, but I'm getting ready to do a workout. Later. Oh, more on that later.